Greetings, Fright fans, and welcome to day 27 of our countdown. Oh man, we're rolling now. Just a few more days left before the big day. So, yesterday we looked at The Car, one of the classics of the genre, one of the true classics, one of the ones that has to spring to mind when you first think of killer car movies. What's left? There's only a few entries. What could it be? All right, let's pick one and find out. All right, tonight we're going to look at another anthology film, another one that I've covered here before, and another one from the 70s. I'm talking about Tales from the Crypt. This is a horror anthology film featuring 5 stories, all based on various EC comics from the 1950s, plus wraparound segments introducing each story. For my money, this is one of the greatest horror anthology films of all time. The 4th segment is the one that fits into this countdown, entitled Wish You Were Here. It is based on the story from Haunt of Fear number 22, published in November to December of 1953. It is basically a variation of the 1902 story The Monkey's Paw by W.W. Jacobs. A wealthy and unscrupulous businessman named Ralph Jason, played by Nigel Patrick, is informed by his lawyer that he is bankrupt and must sell everything he owns to pay off his debts. He informs his wife Enid, played by Barbara Murray, and while reminiscing about the various treasures they've collected through the years, their attention is drawn to a statuette that was purchased in Hong Kong. They notice for the first time an inscription at the base that they had never seen before, informing them that the statuette grants its owner 3 wishes. They scoff at the notion, and Enid quickly wishes for lots and lots of money. Ralph tells her she mustn't do that, as it reminds him of the story of the monkey's paw, where bad luck befell the couple in that story who wished for money. The phone suddenly rings, and it's Ralph's lawyer, telling him to come into the office again right away, that it's about money. He leaves, and we see a shadowy figure watching him. This figure roars up behind him on a motorcycle, and we see that it is the skull-faced figure of death itself, come to collect its next victim. The shot of death roaring up behind Ralph and glancing up at him is one of those iconic shots of horror that stick with you. The rest of the story, of course, ends tragically. You'll have to see the film to figure out how. I suggest getting the Blu-ray from Shout Factory. It had restored shots of gore that were added back into this film, as well as its follow-up, The Vault of Horror, which is also in the double feature Blu-ray. An excellent movie all around. All right, I had more motorcycle movies in this countdown than I thought, really. I thought it would be all killer cars when I first started this. There's some killer trucks, there's some killer cars, there's a lot of killer motorcycles. Tales from the Crypt, 1972. This is definitely one of the most influential films of all time. As far as the anthology films go, this sucker influenced a lot of films coming up. It really did, and that motorcycle bit from this film, you see it over and over and over. The skull-faced killer motorcycle, death riding a motorcycle, cruising down the highway. I love it, man. So, anyway, Tales from the Crypt. I'm going to give this one, you know what? I'm just going to give it 5 skulls. It's one of the greatest anthology films of all time. This segment's one of the weaker segments of it, but it's still enjoyable. And the scene of the motorcycle in the rearview mirror cruising up, true iconic shot. So, Tales from the Crypt. You guys like this anthology film? If you don't, you're no friend of mine. No, I'm just kidding. I'll still let you come into the lab and visit, but I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna watch you close. All right, so anyway, that's it for this week, Fright fans. Even if you don't like Tales from the Crypt, come on back tomorrow night. We'll keep this countdown going. Just a few more here. What's left? Find out. I'm sure you got some guesses, but I might still have some surprises. I'll see you tomorrow night, Fright fans. Stay mad.